LikquidCash. I need it all out the stash. The man, the myth, money making Mitch. Hide ya. Y'all already know what it is and what it ain't, man. Another day, another dollar, more money, more progress. Yeah, I'm sitting in that motherfucking big body Rolls, just vibing, you dig? I was doing some driving, running some errands, moving and grooving. Didn't have time to go live in the crib, you know what I'm saying, or at my spot. So I had to, you know what I mean, hop in the whip, go live while I'm moving and grooving, you dig? It is what it is. As long as y'all can hear me clear, y'all can see me clear, it's still all the way HD, it's all good, you know what I mean? And, you know, I'm in a Rolls-Royce, that don't make it too bad, you know what I'm saying? Give a young fella some motivation, man, you know what I'm saying? One day you could be driving in that big body 500, you know what I mean? Yeah, something stupid like this, you dig? But, man, is it worth it, though? For the most part, if you know what to do with it, it's definitely worth it. But I want to touch on that subject anyway. Now that we, you know what I mean, we here, I want to touch on that subject. When it comes to these whips and these cars, man, you know, a lot of times when I was younger, you know, having a nice car was like everybody's dream. Everybody wanted to have a nice car. You dig? If you was younger, the dudes with the cars was getting all the females, you dig? So that was the first thing you wanted to get. Soon as you got of age or you got your driver's license, you wanted to get a whip. But you know, your pockets was funny, you dig? Your money wasn't right. So, of course, when you young and you ain't hustling at a young age and you ain't really, you know what I mean, doing nothing to get no money, of course you're not going to be able to buy no car, afford no car. So I used to steal my father's car when he go to sleep at night, and I would take that car, even though it was a, you know what I mean, beat up ass, you know, Volkswagen. You know, I would take that car to go to certain dance and certain parties and different things of that nature. But, that was always the goal of mine, to get a nice whip. Never was able to get one in high school while I was young, coming up, but you dig, I still was able to maintain getting women and being, you know, being charismatic enough for women to find me attractive, because I always kept myself groomed as best as I could in school. But you dig, back in those days in the Bahamas, everybody was riding those Buick on 22s. That's what that was the, you know, the car of that particular season. Old school with 22s. I don't know if we adapted that from Miami or whatever it was, but that was our culture. Old school on 22s, or, you know, up to date Buick on 22s, and, you know, occasionally street bikes, right? That was our thing. But, you know, like I said again, I wasn't really doing too much at a young age when it comes to, you know, 14, 15. I felt like I was too cool for school. I didn't want to work at no after school job. I didn't want to work at McDonald's, pump gas, and different things of that nature. That was the jobs most of the people had around that time. So that wasn't the vibe I was on, you dig? So for the most part, man, I would just, you dig, just kind of just do what I did, and I would still get women, like I said again. But once I got a car, it made it more easier to maneuver, and, you know, to put it in perspective, I was able to get to the female easier. But the car never made the woman decide to really mess with me. That wasn't never the thing for me. You know, a lot of dudes, when you're young, you feel like, you know, I get a car, I can get this type of chick, I can get that type of chick. You dig? I can get this going, I can get that going. But for the most part, I'm gonna keep it 100 with y'all, man. The car don't really do nothing. You dig? It's just an icing on the cake. The car is just another, you know what I mean, accessory. It's like a chain. It's like a watch. It's an accessory. It looks good, but your mouthpiece got to be the, you know what I mean, closing deal. That got to sign the contract. That got to close the deal. That got to wheel it in. The mouthpiece. You can't, you know what I mean. You can't really resort to just using your vehicle to be the thing that attracts the woman, because if that attracts her, when you lose that, you lose the woman. You dig? Now, don't get me wrong. There's some groupies and some women that are into cars and into jewelry and into all of the type of things, and that may be the reason why she decided to rock with you. But to keep it 100, man, the car, the jewelry, ain't none of that is gonna make her really. That's really not gonna step your game up. Really, your knowledge and your wisdom and the way you communicate and the way you carry yourself is going to step your game up. That's going to elevate you to the next level. That's why I encourage people to read. I encourage people to be mindful of the content that they consume. Be mindful of the people you around, because that's what's going to really elevate your game. That's going to take you to the next level. Being able to have conversations with a woman that's going to spark her mind and intrigue her, and you're going to be talking about things that the average dude ain't really talking about, you dig? Because most of the time, man, half of these dudes don't have common sense. They dumb as a brick, you dig? And they don't really know how to really pop that shit. And when you are able to pop some street vernacular with some intellectual vernacular, and you mix that all together like gumbo, you unstoppable. You like a mutant. You like something from another planet, you dig? That's why I do so well, because not only that I'm street, I'm also intelligent. So you get two sides of the coin. You know what I mean? You don't just get one trick pony. You don't get just one parts of or one side of me. So you have to have different tool in your box, you know what I mean, that you work with. Now, the car's a great tool to have. Don't get me wrong. Don't get it twisted. A car is a great tool to have. It's one of those tools that, you know what I'm saying, it can definitely level up your game. But what I'm trying to say is this: don't just rely on just having a vehicle to be able to step your game up, or to get this chick or get that chick. You can't rely on a vehicle. You can't rely on a chain. A lot of dudes that don't have these things, they always believe that you gotta have these things, or these things are the reason why I'm winning, or this person is winning. Nah, we have a winning mindset. It's the mindset is the reason why we winning. Not because of the jewelry, not because of the car. We didn't come out the womb with the jewelry. We didn't come out the womb with the car. Nah, it was the mindset that we had, that we believe that we can do anything. We had the confidence to believe that we deserve this woman, or this woman deserved to be with us. You dig? And I have enough game, and I have enough charisma, I have enough riz in order to pull her without having to chain, the car, or any other thing of that nature. You dig? And then as we evolve, and she, you know what I mean, get to know me a little bit better, and, you know, we start to facilitate something, and she become an asset, then maybe the car will be a part of the thing that I decide to get later on the line. Because now, you dig, I have somebody that's working with me that is a team player, that's a person that really sees my vision, and that don't mind putting in some work, you feel me? And then you start to acquire these particular things. You get yourself a nice car, then you go get her a nice car, and then you start to have more female attracted to you because of you're looking better, you're wearing better clothes, because you might not be into jewelry, you might just be into clothes. You might want to get better treads, right? You might want better garments, you dig? I love different type of garments. I love putting on that shit, you dig? So that's one of the things that attracts women too, having the right garment on. So after you get the garment, you get the car, these little things are just icing on the cake. But the woman that's riding with you, she's gonna stick with you because you had all these things. You had all these things after, you know what I mean, after the fact. You dig? And she was rocking with you before you got these things. And she appreciate the fact that, you know what I mean, you grind and you level yourself up and you took care of her along the way. See, the mistake that I made when I was getting money at an early age, one of the biggest mistakes that I made is I would always spend money on me, but I never really took care of the woman that I was involved with that was really holding me down. You dig? I did, but on a minor level. I could have done more. You dig? And sometimes I think about that. A lot of situations that I was in with females that was riders, that was really holding it down, that was really putting their best foot forward, that was really doing whatever they could for me, you dig? And I didn't take care of them on the back end. You know what I mean? And I still think about that. So now, the women that I do you know what I mean, get involved with, and if they riders and they solid and they loyal and they respectful, I try to take care of them as much as I can, you dig? I don't never try to shortchange them or be stingy with nothing. I make sure I try to do my best to do the things that they want to do, you know, as far as taking trips, as far as, you know what I mean, buying this for them or that for them. I try to do whatever they want done. I try to get it done, because I made the mistake when I was younger, getting money at a young age, hustling on the block, doing what I do. And I'm buying myself a nice whip, but I'm buying my joint, you know what I mean, something that's really not really up to par, you dig? I'm buying myself nice clothes, but I'm not going to the mall and shopping for her. You can't do that. When you getting money and you doing your thing, and you got a rider, a woman that you know that's holding you down, you know, a woman that you know that's solid, or a female that you know that's really in your corner, you got to look out for her, man. Just even, you know what I mean? You just got to look out for her. And it ain't about tricking, because I'm definitely not promoting that. We not promoting tricking. We promoting just looking after your peoples. The people that's really rocking with you, that's really holding you down, and that's really, you know what I mean, have your best interests at heart. And that's very important. You dig? That's one of the games, or one of the jewels that I learned along my conquest through life. Understanding that when you have somebody solid, you gotta always hold them down. Don't let the noise confuse you. Don't let all the outside noise mislead you, because that's what happens. You see all these women starting to flock and start to be around you, or start to be more attentive to your campaign, and you forget about the one that's really riding with you all the way till the wheels fall off, you dig? Because you getting this new energy, because you got new things, you got a new type of charisma with you, because now you got different garments, you got different trinkets, you got different tools that you know, that's captivating these women, you dig? But when women come to you based on the fact of what you have, they just there for the lifestyle. They just there for the glitz and the glamour. They just there for the shimmer and the shine, you know what I mean? But the one that's riding with you, or that been with you before you had all these things, you always got to keep it solid with her, you know what I mean? So I say that to say this, man. The cars, the clothes, the jewelry, and all that shit, that's fine. That's cool. It's good to have that. You gotta strive to have these things, because they are trophies for niggas that come up in the hood that's trying to make it. These are trophies. These are the things that we hold up and say, I did that. You know what I mean? The car's like something you be like, yeah, I did that. You know what I mean? I made that happen. You dig? Because we come up watching big drug dealers have the nice cars, the nice jewelry in the hood. You dig? So we come up like that. So we inspire to have some of the same things, you know what I mean? But what I want you to get from this video, to know that you have the jewel within inside you to manifest whatever you want into your existence before you get the car, before you get the garments, before you get the jewelry, you dig? Understand that you the jewel. The jewel is inside you. That's why you got to fill your mind up with game. You got to fill your mind up with good content. You got to read. You got to store all type of different information in your mind as you move in through life. Pick up the jewels, pick up the game, and use it to get your situation and your campaign the right way, the way you want it to be, you know what I mean? And when you start to communicate with people, you can close deals. You can close business deals, even if you don't have the type of money that you want to facilitate the deal the way you would like it to be, but you can still close a deal based on your word of mouth. The gift of gab, that's what niggas is losing. They losing the gift of gab. That's why this shit flow through my mouth like water, you know what I mean? I don't have to rehearse this. I turn on the camera, I pop my shit, I talk my shit, because I have the gift of gab. A lot of niggas don't got the gift of gab, you dig? So you gotta always keep that in mind. Know that you can make money without having money, based on the knowledge you have in your mind and having the gift of gab. That's how deals are closed, based on the vibration of the person in the communication. So you selling energy, you selling vibration and communication, you dig? Whether you have money or not, you can make something happen if you vibrate. If your vibration is high, you got a good energy with you. You got the gift of gab. You know how to talk to people in different elements of the, you know what I mean, of the world, right? A business person, a person that's in the street. You know how to communicate, and people would do business with you based on that. People would give you a blind based on that. People would give you a jug based on that, or an opportunity based on that. Your energy and your vibe is right. Motherfuckers get hired all day just because they energy right. They don't got no money, they don't got no tools, they don't got no equipment, but you know what? He have the know-how and he got a right vibe. I'll give him an opportunity. It's the same thing when you're dealing with the women. You might not have the car, you might not have the garments, you might not have the change, you might not have the tools, but you know what? Your vibration is right, your communication is right, so you lock it in and you lock her down because she feeling your feng shui. It's all about the communication, you dig? So I want y'all to stay motivated, stay focused, stay understanding that the game should be sold, not told, but I'm giving it to you for free. So you have to support some way or somehow. Go to the website, LikquidCash.com or CreateASteadyHustle.com. Get one of my books and you support the game, support the campaign. And it's going to be worth the value, because what's inside of my books, it's so much more game, man. It's so much more information. It's so much more jewels that you can use. But you got to understand, you got to be aware of everything that's going on around you, so you could be able to pick up these game and these jewels when you hear it, you dig? You got to understand that Every day that you wake up, there's an opportunity to get some more game. There's an opportunity to pick up some more jewels. Every day you wake up, every conversation you have with a person, man, there's an opportunity to get some jewel from that conversation. And if you're talking to somebody that can't give you no jewels, or you can't get no jewels from, you're wasting your time, you're wasting your breath, you're wasting your energy, you dig? So we need to focus on things that is feeding us and giving us something back, because a lot of energy is going out every time you're moving through life. You're giving out so much energy, but you got to make sure the energy is coming back. How do you make sure the energy is coming back? You make sure that when you're having a conversation with a person, you're picking up some jewel. When you're moving through life, when you're watching and you're observing, you're picking up some jewel. When you're watching my video, you look for the jewel, you write it down, you memorize it, and you use it in your daily life. Don't just listen to it. Write it down, memorize it, and utilize it. You dig? And that's how you come up, and that's how you level up. The cars, the clothes, the garments, all of that is a part of the accessory. That's a part of the tool. But listen, man, the tool is within. The diamond is within inside you. The diamond is you. You the gold. You know what I mean? Don't never forget that. You the gold. You the diamond. You the motherfucking 10 carat motherfucking 20 carat to 50 carat big diamond. You know what I mean? You shining. Whatever pressure that you face with, all that doing is shining the diamond inside you. You know what I mean? You're going to be faced with pressure. That's part of the life. That's part of life. You're going to feel down and out like, damn, these, you know what I mean? Shit ain't working out for me. Ain't nothing going right. That's just part of life. But understand this. All that doing is shining your diamond, man. That's shining in the diamond inside you. Now, some people, they going to fold. Are you going to be one of those niggas that fold? Or are you going to stand up? You know what I mean? Or are you going to stand up to it? You dig? So you have to make a decision. Am I going to fold from the pressure, or I'm going to just, you know what I mean, let the pressure keep me shining? That's what I do. I let the pressure keep me shining, man. When the pressure get tough and when it get more aggressive, hey, man, I just shine brighter, you dig? And they can't stop the sun from shining, man. Yeah, I know what it is, man. I ain't mean to, you know what I mean, give y'all too much of it. I just want to give y'all a little taste of it, you dig? That's all. You know what I mean? Just a little taste, man. Y'all know what it is, man. It's yours truly, Liquid Cash. Hey, listen, man, tell a friend to tell a friend I got a podcast, you dig? And if you don't remember nothing I said, man, remember this. The best way to predict the future is to create it. Cheers.